ERC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
Brian Peters with you for this Weather Xtreme video for Sunday, August the 30th. And it looks like it's going to be a relatively cloudy and wet day across central Alabama. Let's take a look at our Skycam this morning, and there's the Coleman Skycam. And you can see a little pink in the eastern sky as the lights are winking out at Coleman on the north side of the area, and certainly a lot of clouds, and we can see clouds at Montevallo too as the lights down there are beginning to wink out. We've got a bit of a front lying across the southeastern U.S. and little ripples in the upper atmosphere, as well as a little ripples moving along this front are going to help to create some rain and showers and potentially some thunderstorms across especially the southern part of the area. Here's the 500 millibar pattern overlaid on the water vapor imagery, and you can see the little short wave over northwestern Arkansas that's moving through the area. Temperatures across the southeast are certainly very nice, and for those in the northern tier of the United States, I think they kind of like the morning lows this morning too. Look at those 30-degree values up there in northern Minnesota and parts of Wisconsin, so kind of a chilly morning up there. For us, a little closer to home here, we're generally in the lower 70s, a few cooler readings like 68 at Fort Payne, but certainly some pleasant values this morning, and the clouds helping to keep things from getting too cool this morning. The radar shows a good deal of rain across the southeastern United States, stretching from northern Louisiana over into central Alabama. Rainfall amounts so far have been relatively light, but it looks like we're going to expect rainfall amounts on the order of about 3/4 to 1 inch, and I think almost everybody's going to get wet, and in those heavier showers, especially a little bit further to the south, we may see as much as 1 to 2 inches. No specific areas outlook for a slight risk of severe weather today, but there is a possibility that some storms could approach severe limits in those C-text areas up there in Idaho and Wyoming and Colorado and across the southeastern U.S. and along the North Carolina or the Carolina coastline area. And in the tropics, things are relatively quiet, one area being monitored for the possibility of development to the east of the Leeward Islands, and you can see that large cloud mass. A little closer look to it, and it doesn't look quite as broad as it did yesterday, and certainly looks like there's a possibility it may become a tropical system here in the next 48 hours. All right, here's the 06Z GFS model run, and this is the 500 millibar pattern for this afternoon at 1 o'clock, and we can see a number of little short waves moving through the overall trough pattern over the eastern half of the country, and that's been the story this summer, and that's going to help to create and generate showers and perhaps a few thunderstorms, especially, say, south of Birmingham. By Monday, the long wave trough is pretty firmly established, and we're going to be drying out, I think, as the rain exits to the east. Now, we have to be careful here because with that high position where it is, we may need to watch for the possibility of some wedge action in the middle of the week. The trough begins to weaken, but notice there's a little closed low moving through looks like Wyoming, and that closed low is going to be moving down into the trough, and that's going to help to intensify it by Thursday. However, when we look underneath it, there's not a great deal of moisture with it at this particular moment, but that continues on down into the vicinity of Cairo, Illinois, and with that, the moisture increases a little bit, and we may see some showers in the vicinity of Friday and into the weekend, and that little closed low comes over, it's an open short wave now, but what was the closed low gets positioned over the eastern sections of the Ohio River Valley, and with the Gulf relatively open, it looks like next weekend we could see pretty much the possibility for daily showers, but by Sunday, that trough begins to edge out into the Atlantic coastline. Now, real quick out into Voodoo, man alive, I tell you, I think I've been calling this the summer of the East Coast trough, or the Eastern U.S. trough, and it looks like it's going to stay that way. This is the 12th of September, and you can see that long wave trough position pretty firmly established, and that could mean some more wet weather for us around the 12th or 13th. Well, I appreciate you tuning into the Weather Xtreme video. We'll see James Spann back tomorrow morning with his next rendition of the Weather Xtreme video. In the meantime, I hope that you get a chance to enjoy the weather, and we certainly need it on our grass. So have a great weekend, what's left of it. Godspeed.